Oshadi vatica in plain English means medicinal herbarium. Raj Bhavan tour visitors may miss it as it is on the left side of the GTDC reception-cum-registration office just after entering the premises of Raj Bhavan. This plant nursery consists mainly of herbal, Ayurvedic and medicinal plants. This plant nursery is maintained by the Forest Department of Government of Goa. If you're a local and Goan, test your plant knowledge and see if you can spot the state tree of Goa, botanically called as Terminalia tomentosa and locally called as Mati tree in Goa. Just touching to this plant's nursery is the stone quarry that is now filled with lots of rain-harvested water. Visit this plant's nursery to check out and find the nonai plant and fruit. This nonai plant is an anti-cancerous plant and it has medicinal properties in preventing cancer. The majestic spread of grass lawns and well-maintained gardens at Raj Bhavan of Goa, having aesthetic beauty, are a beautiful sight for the eyes and soul too. The entire landscape around the Raj Bhavan is forested land and is a natural cape that is jutting into the Arabian Sea. More than 40 birds have been spotted around the government properties of Raj Bhavan. This place is densely filled with exotic flora and fauna. The huge open lawns in front of the Raj Bhavan are used for official gatherings. This place is surrounded by a natural carpet of green and flowering plants. Not to be missed is the two gigantic conifer trees spiraling high above the roof of Raj Bhavan, right in the center of Raj Bhavan Gardens. Grotto means a small picturesque cave in the middle of a garden or park. The grotto or cave of Raj Bhavan, at Dona Paula in Goa, is a natural cave which can be reached after climbing down a few dozen steps. The Raj Bhavan grotto or cave is having the most and maybe only reclining or sleeping statue of a saint in Goa. The idol of Saint Paulina is dressed with Indian sari and traditional jewelry. The grotto is dedicated to Saint Paula, identified over here as Saint Paulina. The wife of the first Portuguese fidalgo in Goa was believed to have been named after this saint. Doña in Spanish language means woman or girlfriend depending on its usage. Hence we have Dona Paula in Goa. The chapel at Raj Bhavan is so huge and majestic that from the outside it almost looks like a church. On the right side of this Raj Bhavan chapel is the Mandovi river meeting the sea, and on the left side is the Zuari river meeting the sea. The chapel is facing the Arabian Sea. The Raj Bhavan of Goa was originally named as Our Lady of the Cape. Believed to have been built in the early 1600s by the order of Franciscan priests. This is the only chapel in Goa where the priest says the Catholic Mass without facing its front or back to any cross or crucifix. Interestingly, the big black wooden cross is hanging high on the left-hand side above the balcony area of the choir group area. This Raj Bhavan chapel has 3 altars. The main one dedicated to Lady of the Cape. On the left side is the Lady of Immaculate Conception statue, and on the right side is the Lady of Fatima statue. The Raj Bhavan chapel is a small yet extremely elegant. The main altar is of wood with very rich carvings and painted in white and gold. It was probably erected in the early 17th century along with the renovations and additions which had been made by the Governor-General de Machas de Albuquerque. Main altar. The image of the Virgin Mary of the Cape is displayed on the top of the main altar. It is flanked to the right by the image of Saint Francis de Assisi and to the left by that of Saint Clara of Assisi. A very beautiful piece is that of Jesus Christ on the cross. At his feet is Virgin Mary looking up towards her Son in deep anguish and with folded hands. On the left is a standing figure of Saint John in reverential thought and prayer. At the feet is a figure of Mary Magdalena. All the figures are beautifully carved from ivory. The heads of Mary and St. John are curving inwards, showing that they were carved along the contours of the top portion of the ivory tusks. Above the altar are 8 pointed stars. The number 8 is a symbol of regeneration. The Raj Bhavan Museum is very tiny and can be called as a mini-museum. The mini-museum is situated in less than 100 square meters of exhibition space. The museum has on exhibit some excellent black and white and color photographs showcasing old and new Goa. There are a couple of stone artifacts placed around. If you like to see Goa presented through the eyes of a photographer in graphic printed format, then this mini-museum is worth a visit. The photographs of this museum can be viewed with satisfaction within half an hour's time. The Raj Bhavan Jetty is not being used at all and is hence in a state of neglect or gives an abandoned look and feel. During Portuguese times, this jetty was extremely busy as small waterborne vessels were used to transport His Excellency the Governor as and when needed to Panjim city port. With modern-day speedboats and motorboats, one can easily access all the spots along the Mandovi River and the Zuari River. There is steep descent of hundreds of steps to reach the base of the jetty. It's an excellent fishing spot for fishes as well as rock crabs. The Raj Bhavan Jetty is on the Mandovi riverside. A brief sharp turn in a motorboat and one will enter the Zuari River and estuary. Cannon Point is the place where one can still find the remains of a couple of iron cannons for the purpose of shooting cannon balls over the passing ships. The cannon balls at Canyon Point are in good immaculate condition but are in disuse. During Portuguese times, they were actively used to fire on oncoming enemy ships entering into Mandovi River. The 3 to 4 cannons are precisely placed facing towards the ancient Aguada fort. This was to give a combined artillery firing support to the Aguada fort cannons. Cannon Point is a picturesque spot with well-manicured lawns, well-maintained ancient canyons and garden seats for relaxing while watching passing ships sail by. Cannon Point is an excellent place for spotting dolphins in the early morning from the land of Raj Bhavan. Down the estate, on the western side, just 3 minutes' drive from the Raj Bhavan through the forests, is a spot, named as Cannon Point. A suitable small park, pathways and lighting have been provided at this scenic spot. 2 old cannons, which were located and lifted from the shore waters, are placed on pedestals here. This place offers a beautiful view of the sunset and the ever-surging tides of the Arabian Sea lustily lashing at the shore. Raj Bhavan Sea Viewpoint is the open accessible area on the left side of the Raj Bhavan Chapel. This sea viewpoint has a well-built modern balustrade boundary that is wide enough to sit and rest for a while. At the sea viewpoint, if you sit inwards, you are facing and seeing the Our Lady of Cape Chapel. If you sit or stand facing in the opposite direction, on the left-hand side, then you can see the Zuari River kissing the Arabian Sea. On the right-hand side you can view the majestic Mandovi River meandering its way to the ocean. Since the Raj Bhavan Sea Viewpoint is located at the most extreme interior part of the Cape, so expect to see mind-blowing Goan sunsets over here daily. There is also a metal barricaded short bridge that is slightly elevated and takes you to the Grotto area. The residence of His Excellency the Governor of Goa is situated at the extreme land's end on the Cape Promenade. The Goa Governor's residence at Raj Bhavan at Dona Paula in Goa is surrounded by lush virgin jungles. On its left side is the Zuari River and on its right side is the Mandovi River. Both the sides of the Cape of Raj Bhavan has a very steep and rocky promenade. Right in the center is a short stretch of sandy beach that is safe for swimming too. This Raj Bhavan beach is a totally private beach for the Governor of Goa and his family and friends and special invitees. The Helipad of Raj Bhavan is a privately secured facility for the usage of landing of modern-day helicopters. The Helipad of Raj Bhavan comes into use only for special very important guests and international dignitaries. A pleasant surprise for one and all is the 20-plus long Cadillac car. This Cadillac was manufactured way back in 1959. It was purchased around 1961. The black Cadillac is very modern even for the year 2019, as it has original power windows, power steering, hydraulic seats. It has an extremely powerful engine with 8 cylinders giving a huge horsepower to run at maximum speeds of 220 kilometers. The government of Goa has maintained this car and refurbished it with all original genuine parts of Cadillac Company. The Cadillac car is in prime and pristine condition with only new modern tires fitted to its wheels. It's a visual delight to see this car being driven with dignitaries all over the Raj Bhavan.